Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's Steve coming at you. Hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to touch base with you really quickly and talk about the last night of the RNC, but not so much the entire night, because I mean it was a fantastic event. The president's daughter Ivanka was amazing. She gave a great speech. The president did a wonderful, really good job. His speech was a little long for me, but the speech itself was a very good speech. It's kind of a defense of his record in the past 4 years, 3.5 years actually, defense of his record, what the contrast would be between him and Biden, and then what he'd like to do in the future. And it was really well done. It was really good, and it was cool to see a bunch of people sitting in the crowd mostly without masks, and to see a sense of normalcy. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. And there's some really good speeches. Like I like Alice Johnson's speech, who was the woman who was a convicted felon for a drug offense and was expected to spend life in prison. And the president basically pardoned her, got her out, and she's devoted her life to people in similar situations. She found God while she was in prison, became an incredible mentor to a lot of women in that prison, and her speech was fantastic. But the speech that touched me the most, because there's always one, for me, at least I've noticed in these events, there's one speech that usually really gets me. Like the first night of the event, it was Maximo Alvarez, who was the Cuban immigrant turned businessman who escaped Cuba as a 12, 13 years old when Castro was killing and wiping out people left and right in Cuba, consolidating his power. And his family, and they fled on those little rafts to get to the U.S. to try and get away from the tyranny. He was fantastic. But last night, the one speech that really got me, it really brought, it was hard to watch, but it brought tears to my eyes, just like Maximo did, was Ann Dorn. Ann Dorn is the widow, unfortunately, of David Dorn, who was a retired police officer who served in law enforcement for 44 years. And he was killed going to try and protect a friend's pawn shop when the riots initially broke out in Minneapolis after George Floyd's death. So after he was killed, so this retired guy is going to help out because he got a call from the security company that the entrance to the pawn shop had been breached. He went to go help. He got shot before he could even get in the building by a lookout, essentially somebody who was outside looking out for the people who were inside rioting. Died on the street. Him dying on the street was Facebook Live. Was put on Facebook Live at the time. And she talked about how he would normally go, that was kind of a routine for him. He agreed to go help out his good friend by checking on the pawn shop. She said most of the time it was the storm that caused the alarm to get set off, or animals, some type of wild animal that kind of gotten too close or something along those lines, and he would just kind of tell her, I'm gonna go check on Lee's. Well, this night during all the rioting, they were well aware of what was going on there, and he got the call late, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Rather than kind of wake her up a little bit to tell her, he left. He just left. And the way she describes that whole incident and what it was like to get that knock on the door from the chief of police, and the emotion she went through and what it's done to her family, man, it was powerful. I mean, one of the most beautiful things about the entire event this past week has been ordinary people like her and Maximo and many others, and Alice Johnson and many others. It's amazing the stories they have. But Ann Dorn lost her husband that she was expecting to spend her twilight years with, and now he's gone. And she made a very powerful case for why we need law enforcement and why we need to get these streets cleaned up and taken care of, and why we need to support our police and support our law enforcement. So To Mrs. Dorn, I'm really sorry for your loss. God bless you and your family. I know you deal with this regularly on a daily basis. I'll put the video, by the way, of her speaking. And her video is only about 5 minutes long. I'll put it in the description. You got to watch it. It's powerful stuff. I want you to know how much we appreciate you and what your husband, Mr. Dorn, did, David Dorn, did for people, for your community. Really sorry for your loss, but we're with you. We agree with you that it's time for all this BS to end, and I look forward to it ending hopefully very soon. Now guys, you may, this is a little bit shorter video today, you may agree with me and disagree with me. Either way, please leave a comment. I'm also going to put my Twitter and Facebook links in, that I hadn't done that before. Had someone tell me, you know, do you have people have access to your Facebook and your Twitter and your Instagram? And I said, no. I said, well, you should do that. It's actually a young kid that told me that, who's really big into watching YouTube. And I was like, you know, that's a really good idea, so I think I'll give that a shot. Please also hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe please, and share the video. We'll really appreciate that more than you know. That's the best way to help the channel grow. I would appreciate any help you can give. And please, let's not forget people like Mrs. Ann Dorn, who lost it sounds like just an incredible man. And there are many others like that. There's been 32 people have died during these riots since George Floyd's death. It's time to stop this. May you tell me how you feel. You may agree, you may disagree, but either way, I'd love to hear from you. Y'all take care. Hope you're having a great day.